welcome back to another video on the Unguardable Podcast. We have a banger one for you guys this week, recapping NFL Week 11. Let's get right into it, man. Killer Camp, we don't have too much to go over this week, but we do have a little bit to talk about, especially with the San Francisco 49ers, but we'll get into it. The games of the week are down the middle. As y'all see, the New Orleans Saints were able to pull out a big win over the Cleveland Browns, 35-14. The Saints have been struggling these past few weeks, but hey, they've been making a comeback. They got a big win versus Atlanta, and then they got a big win versus the Browns. So we'll see if the Saints can keep it rolling. I'm not sure what's going on over there. Maybe that new head coaching job firing maybe did some added a little new spark to them. Denver Broncos. This is probably one of the biggest shockers for me of the week because I picked up the Atlanta Falcons defense, y'all, in fantasy, thinking that, all right, I know Bo Nix was balling, but the Falcons have a decent defense. They have some good corners. You know, they may not have the pass rush, but they have some good corners. They have good DBs, linebackers. I'm like, come on, they should be able to hold the Broncos to at least a few field goals, not at least 20 plus points. These dudes dropped 38 points, and they held the Falcons to 2 field goals, I believe. I don't even think they scored a touchdown. So I was like, that's insane, bro. And I have the Denver Broncos defense on fantasy, and I picked the Falcons up thinking it's gonna be reversed, and I got fucked. I still ended up winning, but that just was a big surprise to me. And then the Detroit Lions once again, after week after week after week, drop a 50 ball on the Jaguars, 52-6. The Lions look scary, y'all. I honestly think, in my opinion, they're gonna be the ones to go to the Super Bowl out of the NFC. If it's not them, it could be Philly, because Philly looks pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie. That Saquon, Jalen Hurts, the rest of them dudes, if they start getting going, AJ Brown and Smith, because they've been having a decent year, not necessarily an amazing year, but Saquon looks crazy right now. But those were the big surprise games of the week. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the Seattle Seahawks on the right hand side, as you see, beat the San Francisco 49ers 20-17. That was a rough one for us. We'll talk more about that with Killer Cam's opinion. In my opinion, I think the 49ers are done, especially with today. We're recording this as of Saturday. Tomorrow we play Sunday, and we have no Brock Purdy, and we're playing the Green Bay Packers, and it's going to be a snowy day, so it's not looking good. I honestly think the 49ers playoff hopes are done, because if we didn't beat Seattle this game, I don't believe we were going to make the playoffs in general. So this was the game that we needed, and you know, we fucked up and didn't get it. The Houston Texans came out and beat the Dallas Cowboys. I believe that was on Monday night. Joe Mixon had him a hell of a game. He was running all over the Cowboys defense because they cannot stop the run at all. They look atrocious. The Cowboys haven't won a single home game this year, which is absolutely crazy. The Philadelphia Eagles was to beat the Commanders that was a Thursday night. The Kansas City Chiefs fall to the Buffalo Bills. They are no longer undefeated. Shout out Josh Allen for beating them trash ass Chiefs. Yes, I'm still hating, bruh. I'm still hurt, but fuck them Chiefs. Shout out to Josh Allen for beating them. That was a really good game, though. That really was a good game. They came down to the wire, but Josh Allen pulled it out in the clutch. Minnesota was able to get the dub over the Titans. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens. That was a crazy game, and to be honest with you guys, this was crazy because the Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Ravens without scoring a single touchdown. Shout out to Chris Boswell. He made all his field goal attempts that game and had a beautiful fantasy game for me. But they beat the Ravens without scoring a touchdown, and that's kind of crazy to me. But I don't know what's going on with the Ravens as far as them struggling against the Steelers, because Lamar has a history of it, but the Steelers got that shit locked in, loaded. The Rams pulled it out over the Pats. The Green Bay Packers pulled it out over the Chicago Bears off of a blocked field goal punt. This is literally field goal kick. This is the second week in a row where we've seen a field goal get blocked. Indiana pulled the dub over the Jets, and then the Chargers pulled it out over the Bengals that was the craziest shootout game of the week. Cam Killer Cam, talk to me about the biggest surprises of this week. We saw it. You see it on the screen. Daniel Jones got released, and then to add to the depression, Geno Smith wants to hit Mike Steph Goat night celebration against us. Only good players do that shit. He's won one game out of 6 against us, and he thinks he could just hit the night against us. But anyways,
True, almost every game was surprising. I'm not gonna lie.
every single game.
I feel like I feel like almost every game was an upset, but probably the Bengals game. Honestly,
That was a
I would not
shootout
have
too.
expected the Chargers to win.
Hmm.
Seahawks. I mean, I expected us to win that game.
Come on,
Um,
man. You can't tell me you didn't.
but I don't know. That game was rough. Um,
That was a bad game.
the Chiefs game was surprising too. Um,
You
who
thought
would
the
have
Chiefs
thought
was gonna pull that
Gina?
out?
Who would have thought Gino would be the one to save us? But yeah, I would say probably the Niners or the Chargers. Those two was probably the most surprising. I don't think we're done. Uh, I don't think the Cardinals or the Seahawks or the Rams are gonna win the division. I think we're still gonna win the division. Now, what we're gonna do in the playoffs, I don't know, but I think we could still win the division. It's only like what, a 1 or 2 game difference.
The Seahawks and Cardinals play each other this week.
Let's see, NFL standings.
We're done, Cam. We have to win out. We
Uh,
have to win out. We play Green Bay, who just got off their bye, playing them now. And then next week we gotta play Buffalo, who's getting off their bye. Like, we got 2 badass games. And then we gotta go play Chicago at home. And then we gotta go play the #1 team in the NFC, the motherfucking Detroit Lions. Like, we're done, bro. We're chopped. I'm sorry. I'm just being realistic at this point, bro. I love my team, bro. I love the Niners, but we're chopped. And then after the Detroit, we got to go play the Seahawks and then Cardinals, who we've been flopped those games earlier that we should have won. This is the time of schedule, Cam, where if we should have had a better record where we could afford to lose in Green Bay, could afford to lose to Detroit, but we can't afford to lose. If I'm not mistaken, I think we play Miami too, right? Or no?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, we play Miami too. That's another. I'm not saying that's a giveaway game, but that's another game where we could potentially lose. Potentially. Yeah, so we got some good teams that we got to play.
Of the 7, we have 7 games left.
Huh?
I said of
Oh, right there. Huh?
I said of our 7 games left. I'm not looking at any of these like we just have no chance of winning.
No, not no chance. It's just we lose it to the Seahawks, and I don't. What makes us think we could beat the Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions? These are elite teams that are that have Super Bowl contention. That's
The
what I'm
Niners are
saying.
an elite team too. That's what I'm saying.
No, we're not. Not anymore. Not anymore. We used to be, but not
Are
anymore,
we?
man.
We're still an elite
Debo
team, bro.
Samuel isn't Debo Samuel anymore. We don't have Ayuk. We have no pass rush anymore. Our linebacker is shit. Besides Fred Warner, he's carrying the whole defense right now. We have rookie cornerbacks, rookie safeties. We're getting carved up. We're slow on offense. We literally just have Jawan Jennings. Our head coach is uh ignorant to ignoring the fact that we have Jordan Mason, who led the league, was 3rd in rushing yards, and just has him sitting on the bench. Has Isaac Guerrero, who has one of the biggest breakout runs for us of the year, sitting on the bench. He doesn't use McCaffrey in the pass game. He doesn't use Kittle in the pass game. He just uses him to block majority of the time. I just feel like and I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the year, you know. Just like how like last year felt for the Warriors, how we were still there. We were still there. It still felt like we were still pushing through with Clay and the rest of them boys, but it just the vibe was off. You know the vibe. Sometimes the vibe's off, Cam. You know. And that's how I feel like this year is. People are
Nah, I
hurt.
mean,
People are hurt. We got
if
Debo fighting long snappers. We got Ayuk, with the diva trying to get the contract and not showing up at training camp. So him and Purdy were never on cue to begin the year. It just never was. It just never was the same. It just didn't feel right, in my opinion.
I mean, every game has been one possession. Like lost to the Jets by 6, lost to the Cardinals by 1, lost to the Chiefs by 10. That's 2 possessions, and lost to the Seahawks by 3. It's like every game has been one possession. I feel like that one possession could go our way for the rest of the season. Like
The
I don't
but the
know. I don't
thing
feel like
is,
it's over.
our special teams. We fuck up special teams every week. A punt return, a kick return. It's our team. It's just
Once again, we have 7 games left. The only games that I'm like would be scared is it's gonna be rough without no Purdy against the Packers, but I can still see us pulling that out. But the Bills and the Lions, those are scary games. But I mean, if we win 5 out of our 7, it's not like the Cardinals or the Seahawks are about to win out for the rest of the season. Like we could look at who the Cardinals. The Cardinals play Seattle, Vikings, Seattle again, Rams, Niners, Panthers, and Patriots.
that's insane. They play 4 divisional games.
Yep. I don't see them winning out. And then Seattle, let's see what the Seahawks play. I can see us having. You think the Cardinals are winning 5 out of their next 7?
What about the Rams? You can't forget about the Rams. They're ahead of us too, and they're
We
healthy.
could
They
we
have a
could talk about
healthy
the
Puka.
Rams.
They have a healthy Puka Nakua, a healthy Cooper Cup,
Yeah, Seahawks play the
Kyron Williams.
Rams, Vikings, Packers, Bears, Jets, Cardinals, and then Cardinals. I don't see them winning all the rest of their games.
Wait, who was
And
that
the
team? Who'd you
Rams,
just say? That was the
the
Cardinals. The
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Seahawks play the Cardinals, the
Cardinals,
Jets,
Jets,
Cardinals again,
Cardinals.
Packers, Vikings, Bears, and then Rams.
Why do these dudes? They have easier schedules than us.
Um,
They're playing
the
more. They're playing the
Rams play
Cardinals.
the Eagles, Saints,
Eagles.
Bills, Niners, Jets, Cardinals, and then Seahawks.
Rams have a harder schedule just like us because they got to play the Eagles. They got to play us. They got to. I mean, everybody. All 3 of them play the Niners, but the Seahawks and Cardinals have way easier schedules. The Jets, they play all three. I mean, all 3 of those teams. That's easy wins for them. But they play. You said, the Rams play the other team. You said, was it the Bills? I think you said that's another team that they
Yeah,
got.
they play the Eagles. They
Eagles.
can lose. The Bills they could lose.
Yep,
The
exactly.
Saints
The Saints. That's a toss up too. That's a toss up.
play the Niners. They play the Jets. The Jets have been in close games all year too,
They
but
look.
they might beat the Jets.
They look rough. They
They
look
play the
rough.
Seahawks and then they play the Cardinals.
Our games are
So it's definitely gonna come down to week 17 for sure.
when we play. Our last game of the year is against the Cardinals, isn't it?
So I'm saying like all of our last games are pretty much divisional for all these 4 teams. So it's really gonna come down to week 17 to who gets in. I mean, and looking at the playoffs right now, it would be Lions, Eagles, Cardinals, Falcons, and then
Commanders.
Vikings, Commanders.
Did you say
It's
Eagles yet?
7 or 6.
You already said Eagles.
Yeah,
Right?
Eagles are the 1 seed.
No, they're.
I mean,
No
pretty
way.
much.
The Eagles are the
I
one
mean,
seed
in
in
their
the
conference.
division.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, in their
I got you. I
division,
got you.
they're second behind. They're the second behind the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, but we pretty much just have to be better than. I don't know. The NFC North is pretty good.
No. Yeah. I was gonna say, don't mention them. Don't mention them.
Well,
The only team we can't get in the wild card, in my opinion. The
yeah,
Vikings,
because
the Vikings, the Vikings,
The Packers are 7 and
Packers,
3.
the Vikings, Packers, all of them are playing too well. Like the Vikings is the biggest team that shocked me. I'll be keeping it honest. Sam Darnold and the Vikings. I know
I
their
mean,
defensive coordinator is cooking over there, but they shocked me. I wouldn't have expected the Vikings to be doing as well as they're doing.
I mean, like to we have to basically be we're 2 games behind the Commanders, who are the 7th seed. I definitely have faith that we can finish this season better than the Commanders, bro. I know they're hooping right now, but I have faith we can be better than the Commanders at the end of the season. We can break that 2 game difference.
Well, the problem is,
So
I think this week we lose and they win. They play the Giants. Jaden Daniels finna carve that shit up.
they play the Cowboys.
Oh, the Cowboys. Even worse. They finna, bro, what? The Cowboy Cooper Rush is over. It's over. The Commanders got that.
I don't know.
And then we gotta go play the Packers with no QB in a snowy game. CMC better have 400 yards at this point, bruh.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, it just looks rough for us, bro. Our schedule just looks way worse than every other team.
Commanders are pretty banged up too, though. I'm looking at the injury report.
Hey, the Commanders got.
Seems like their whole defense is out.
Damn. I mean,
So I don't know.
Jaden Daniels has been dealing with the rib stuff, so that's why he hasn't been as mobile and passing as much. But
Even their kicker questionable.
yes, Serbert has been Austin. He's been out for a little bit too.
A lot of defense. Their whole defense is out, bro. Like I don't know. We'll see who wins that, but yeah, they're the 7th seed right now. So got to be better than them, and then obviously win. Or we could just win our division and automatically get in.
Yeah, we gotta see who wins those Seahawks and Cardinals games because they play each other like 4 times within the next like 5 weeks, or 3 times within the next 5 weeks.
Yeah, I still have faith. I don't have much faith in the playoffs, but I have faith in making it for sure.
Okay. You said that was pretty much all the surprises for you for the week as far as the score wise goes.
And the Broncos too.
The Broncos.
Bro, I need to go get more of this, man.
What is that?
Remember when we went to Body Works and got those hand creams?
Uh.
Want to go get some more, bro. See what happens Black Friday, man.
A Niners flag.
Yeah, man, it's Black Friday week, all week on Amazon.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that. What type of Niners flag are you talking about?
I don't know. Might have to take this through the wire down since that's not even the podcast name no more. They rebranded.
Really?
So maybe take that down. Put a Niners flag.
That'd be nice.
I got the Warriors representation. I got Clay and Steph and Iggy up there.
Yeah, you got Steph and Iggy on your thing. So as y'all see on the screen, we got fantasy football. I don't have Taysom Hill on my team, but we got to give a shout out to Taysom Hill. He is probably the reason why the Saints got that big win this week. He dropped 41.52 fantasy points. Out there balling, man. He was balling. He's been doing well. I beat Cam Killer Cam this week, as you see on the left hand side, 182 to 114. I'm struggling trying to get into the playoffs with this team. And once I get into the playoffs, I have full confidence that I should be able to hopefully make a playoff run as like the number 6 seed I believe I'm at right now. So we'll see. I started off the year not too good on a losing
Chad,
streak.
we're resting our players. We already clinched the playoff spot, man. We don't need nobody getting hurt.
Yeah, okay. Well, once the playoffs just come, y'all know I'm a last place don't matter. I'm finna go try to get that chip. And then on the right hand side, my 12 team league, my money man league, I was able to pull off the W. I'm tied for first place right now with an 8-3 record. I beat this dude last week who had Lamar Jackson and Jamar Chase, who freaking is crazy combination to have together. And he had Puka Nakua who went off, but he had other people that didn't pull it out. Like I said, shout out to Boswell. He had 24 fantasy points for me. Brock Bowers was able to cook up, and Jawan Jennings even had a good day. I wanted to start Jawan this week, but no Brock Purdy, no can do. But I was able to pull that dub out. So hopefully this week, y'all, I can pull out a dub because we have some key players on the bye. The Saints, the Falcons. So I got Kamara, Bijan, two of my best fantasy players right now on bye. So we'll see how we do this week for fantasy wise. And then moving on to the last section that we have for today, I just have two crazy stats that I saw on Instagram while I was scrolling, and this one was the Jets just lost this past weekend, and I didn't even know this. A lot of people talk shit about, Zach Wilson, this quarterback, that quarterback, this person's better because this person has a better resume. Well, to be honest with you, just because Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers doesn't mean he's a better quarterback as far as for the Jets wise, because he has the lowest win percentage as a Jets quarterback, sitting at 27%. Zach is at 36, and Sam Darnold is at 34. So I don't know what's going on with the Jets over there. I'm not saying it's all Aaron Rodgers' fault. Do believe it's
Yeah,
a lot
they've
of
been
stuff
hurt.
going on. Yeah, it's
Sauce
not.
Gardner's mentally hurt. I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, I
Bro
don't.
looks horrible.
Yeah, ever since they fired Robert Saleh, they haven't been too hot. Not saying it was his fault or that to blame, but
Sauce Gardner need to put the streaming down, man.
you funny,
But
bro.
need to go get on the field.
Thanks. And shit, you talk about their defense. Same with this team right here on the right hand side of the screen. Joe Burrow has 784 784 passing yards with 7 tutties, no picks, and they're still 0-2. The Bengals have been trash on defense. I don't know who is even on their defensive team because I don't watch that many Bengals games, but they just can't stop anybody. And like Kev said, it was a shocker to see them lose to the Chargers this week, but that's all. Joe Burrow and the Jets have this such talented teams, have good players, and still not getting into the win columns. It's just insane to me. Same with the San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey, Jawan, George Kittle, CMC, Brock Purdy, Jordan Mason. We got a solid team, y'all. Still not winning. But that's all we have. That's all I have this week as far as for week 11. Cam, is there anything else you got or you want to talk about as far as NFL?
Yeah, you know what we should do? We should do locks every week for parlays. What we think is locks. All
Locks?
right. And I got two locks right here that I feel like are both gonna hit.
Travis Kelsey. What's that?
Over on his yards.
What's the yards I can't really see?
Oh, it's at 58.
58 and a half, 55, 58 and a half, and then you got Aubrey 1.5 field goals made.
I would say those are my two locks that I feel like definitely gonna hit. Travis Kelsey versus the Panthers. I feel like he about to cook them up. And then Washington. I feel like they're gonna hold Dallas because Washington. I feel like they're good enough to get downfield, but I don't think they're gonna get in the end zone. So I feel like they're gonna have to settle for some field goals this game. So I think 1.5. I like that line. I would say those are my locks. Um, Looking at these other games, I would maybe say DK Metcalf yards at 65. I'm not too sure. Kenneth Walker touchdown. I would also look at that. Um, Looking around these other games, Mike Evans at 53 yards against the Giants. Might be interested in that one right there too.
All right, so looking at picks right now, maybe I'm just a little biased because he's on my team, but this is an elite defense. I think this is going to be in a defensive game. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game, even though the Broncos just put it on the Falcons. But I went to the Broncos versus Raiders game, and like I said, it's going to be a high defensive game because Broncos defense is right there, nice, and then the Raiders. Not saying they're the best defense in the league, but they just they play tough, they play hard. They still got Max over there. And so I picked Brock Bowers for an anytime touchdown because when I tell you this is probably the best tight end I've seen in a minute besides George Kittle and Travis Kelce, I honestly think this is probably going to be the new and best upcoming tight end. Now, I know Trey McBride has been hooping. I know everybody loves Sam Laporta and, there's other tight ends out there, but this dude right here for the Raiders, they have a gem in Brock
Oh man,
Bowers.
TJ is back, man.
TJ Hutchinson, he's really good as well. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Vikings cute tight end is nice too. But he's on pace to set the rookie record for most receptions.
Bro in Baltimore too, man.
Oh yeah, I mean, Likely's good.
Yeah, likely.
Likely's good. Yeah, we're not gonna mention Mark Andrews, but yeah, and then as well as looking at this Rams versus Eagles game, I'm going to probably go with. Ooh, that's a high one. He don't get that many. I think I'm gonna go with Puka anytime. So.
Are you going with 2 touchdowns?
2 touchdowns. I'm going for big bag, big money. Brock Bowers anytime. Puka anytime. Big bag.
I put $10 on mine. It hit for 26.
26 with 10.
Yeah. W money real quick.
That's nice.
It's a 2.7 multiplier.
2.7. Let me see.
Yeah.
See what this is.
Are you on? What are you on? Sleeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on Sleeper too.
So Sleeper got Brock and Puka.
That would be.
And for Cam's $10, it'll be $61 payout. They got the Brock Bowers multiplier at 2.7, and then Puka at 2.2 for both of them for any time. So $10 payout, $61. If you put in $100, you get $615. If you got that type of big bag, and if you put any more money, it goes even higher. But that's what maybe like I said, I don't have Puka on my fantasy team, but the Rams have been playing pretty well, man, and so that's why I'm scared for the 49ers, because not necessarily we don't have the talent or anything, but these other teams have been playing better than we have. Cardinals have. Their defense looks scary. The Seahawks necessarily haven't been playing the best of the best, but they beat us. The Rams have been banged up, but they got Puka back now. They got Cooper back now. Their defense isn't necessarily the best either, but they still can put points up on the board. They got Kyron Williams. They have a healthy quarterback. We don't know exactly the exact health of Brock Purdy and his shoulder, because the 49ers love gatekeeping all information from us. Like, I don't understand why. We just want to know how our quarterback's doing and making sure everybody in the organization is healthy or not healthy, That's one thing I don't know. That's one thing I have a big thing about, is just these organizations gatekeeping all the information and shit like that, bro. Like, did you hear about like the Philadelphia Eagles quarterback? They was talking about Jalen Hurts, and I guess Nick Sirianni they were asking him about Jalen Hurts, and he said that he was hurt, and then I guess the doctor, one of the trainers or doctors for Jalen Hurts said no, he's fine, and Nick Sirianni changed his answer, was like, no, he's fine, he's not hurt. It's like, all right, y'all, so that's gonna wrap it up for us this week. NFL was a big surprise. We'll talk about how the Niners do this past week on the next one, and as well as these Golden State Warriors being the number 1 seed and seeing how they do this past over this next weekend, especially today, man. So we'll see y'all in the next one.